Okay, so a very good morning to all of you. First of all, wishing you all a very happy Rakhi, Raksha Bandhan. Today we all are celebrating this auspicious day in our country. And it's quite amazing to see that all of you, in spite of the fact that we have a festival today, you all are here to start with the class of the Advanced Excel. I can see the zeal and enthusiasm you people are having to learn Excel. Right? So still people are joining. Okay, class. So going forward, I would request you all that please join the class on time, because generally I start the class exactly by the time by which has been reported. Another 2-3 minutes are given once the class has started. So what exactly would happen if you are joining late? You will be missing the start of the class, based on which we are going to get through the entire class, right? So going forward, everyone would be there. So just to give you a brief snapshot about how the classes are going to happen, what exactly is going to happen, and how we are going to proceed ahead with the classes. So just like to give you something about how the things are going to happen. So I would be the one in the class who would be speaking every time. It's only I am who is allowed to speak. You can see me, you can see my screens. In case you have any doubt, any question, any query, there is a question box on your profile. Right over there, I am having all the questions side by side visible to me, and I'll be answering most of the questions at the same point of time, provided they are as per whatever the subject we are going through, what we are teaching. If it's according to that, it would be answered at the same time. Otherwise, in any case, any other query related to the subject, you would be having your forum, the question forum, where you can ask those questions, and I personally would be answering all the question of yours. Okay, so before starting the session, I would like to give you all a brief profile about me, that who I am, what I have done till date. So my name is CA Deepika Agrawal. My screen is visible to everyone. See, people, during the sessions, I would be asking a lot of questions from you. I would require a lot of input from you people. Then only this particular class will become interactive and quite communicative. So this question box, keep on typing, keep me also awake in the class, that, okay, my audience and my students are quite awake. And it's literally so nice to see a lot of people from my previous class, my last batch from GST compliance are there. A very good morning to all of you specifically. Good to see you all here. Okay, so I am a chartered accountant, a practicing chartered accountant, and I have been into practice for 10+ years. I have been into corporates as well. I have worked with corporates 2 years, and thereafter I decided that practicing business is something that is my cup of tea, and thereafter I joined the practice. By profession, by qualification, I am a chartered accountant. In IPCC, I am All India 9th rank holder. In CPT, I am All India 19th rank holder. Then I'm also a qualified company secretary, but I'm not practicing as a CS. In finals, I am All India 23rd rank holder. Then graduation. Sorry, you have to bear with my writing during the entire class. I am from Hansraj College, Delhi. In 12th, I passed with 95%, and in 10th, I cleared with 93.4%. In addition to this professional qualifications, I have done various post-qualification courses. I believe you people are aware about the post-qualification courses which the institute offers to us as a chartered accountant. So I have done forensic FAFD, forensic accounting and fraud detection. Then I have done concurrent audit for banks from the institute. I'm a qualified concurrent auditor. Then I have done GST compliances from our institute. And before that, prior to GST, there was indirect taxation course, which was offered by our institute. I have also certified. I'm also certified indirect tax consultant. Currently, I am doing my LLB, just about to give my third year paper now. So hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be clearing my LLB as well. That's a brief profile about me. Regarding Excel, so I have been giving trainings to corporates, to students, to chartered accountant students, to members for last 6 years. I have given various residential programs as well, where the people were there for 2 to 3 days, and we used to study about how Excel can make you excel in your work. So in that chain only, this is another level where I'm going to teach you all on this Tax Guru platform. So going ahead, I would like to tell you how exactly these classes are going to function, what you all need, what exactly are the benefits given by the Tax Guru portal to you, where you can access each and everything. So these classes, today, this is your first session, which is your intro session. This is going to be for 1.5 hours. So today we are going to discuss that what exactly we are going to cover in this entire batch, the batch of 8 class in addition to this first session. Thereafter, you would be having 8 sessions, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday timings are 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And on Sundays, the timings would be 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. I believe these are quite flexible hours. Everyone, even if you people are working, you can easily join on these particular time with me. These classes will be having a break of 10 to 15 minutes in between. Thereafter, in the classes, see what my strategy is, what I always follow. We are going to go ahead with the Excel classes. I don't believe that I'll take you through the Excel worksheets on my systems. You are just seeing what is happening over there on my screen and just getting, okay, ma'am is doing this plus, minus, plus, dragging the cells and just getting the answer. No, I don't believe that that is the correct way to learn Excel. Until unless you don't have a hands-on experience, the practical exposure that, okay, ma'am is doing this A plus B, let me also try what is this A plus B, right? So that would my strategy for you people to work in these classes, these 2.5 hours. So these 2.5 hours are not at all going to be like that you people are just listening and sitting on your seat. I would prefer that if you people can have one laptop with you in which you have Excel. In the beginning of the class only, every class, in the beginning, I'll be sharing the worksheet with you, the sheet on which we are going to work during the class. So if you can see it in your portal, which is visible over there, there is a column called handouts. So through the handouts, I'll be sharing the sheet which you will be working in the given class. So it has everything. You have to work along with me. I would like to see questions coming on the box that, ma'am, this is not working, how to work on that. This something cell is not working as per what you are showing on the screen. So that's a practical exposure I would like to give you all of you. I believe you all agree with the same. You want to work like that, or you want to go just with the traditional thing that I'm showing whatever is happening on my screen. Just give me an answer that you people are comfortable with working along with me during the classes. Ajay ji, on the main portal, the menu bar which is given, which is showing you the join, which you have joined. Over there is a box called handouts. So for example, I'm just giving you an example. So for today's class, I have already made a sheet. This is a very small thing we are going to do today. A lot of things we are going to cover today because it's just an intro session, just to give you a flavor about Excel, what all we can do in it. So this is a working sheet for today. So I'm sharing it in the handouts box. Okay, it is sent from my side. Please tell me, have you people received it? Okay. Okay, good, good. People are receiving it. So this is how we will be, the classes will be happening. So that is why I'm saying please join on time. Ashwini ji, you are saying you are not able to see the handouts. Okay, you got it? Good, good. I believe everyone got the handouts. So this is how we would be working. So I would prefer that in your system, please make a folder for advanced Excel classes. Date wise, make the folders. So in every date, you are going to save the handouts, the working sheet. I'm going to give it to you, save it, because that would be the reference that what you have done in the classes. First, after every class, I would be sharing these blank screens, what I'm working on it, whatever I'm writing, so that you have all those things in your record. In terms of PPT study material, people I believe in Excel, I would be sharing PPTs with you, but the PPTs just carry, okay, this is a formula, this is if formula, this is day formula. I would be writing the formula and giving you a brief discussion about the formula, one example as well. But I don't believe that makes a lot of sense as compared to doing directly on the working sheet. So on the working sheet, everything would be shared. So the working sheet that I have given to you right now is without the formulas. It's just have the data on which you have to work. The sheet I would be working upon during the class. I would be saving entire formulas, everything that I have done. And after the classes, you would be getting those working sheets, the screen document where I'm going to write, and any of the PDF if I have worked upon for you as a study material, everything would be shared to you on the portal. Now, what is that portal? So that portal is your self-learning portal. If you people can write it down anywhere, the address would be tagsguru.edu learning.com. Please write it down anywhere on your sheets. This is the portal where you people will be going. Log in over there. Login ID would be your user ID is your email ID, the registered email ID, and your password is your mobile number. Hopefully, I believe it must have been created, or if not created, within 2 to 3 days, this login ID, user ID, password will be created for every one of you. You can go there, log in, whatever is done in the class in terms of documents, in terms of my working sheets, and also the recordings. The recordings of all the classes, whatever is happening will be available to you. You can go there, view it. You can download the data regarding the PDFs, Excels, everything. The videos will be uploaded, like we are having classes on Saturday and Sunday. So by the coming Monday, that's a 24 hours gap, we would be uploading all the videos for you. And the videos will be available for viewing purpose. You can't download it. And these videos will be available for you up to 15 days from the end of the course. Okay, so I believe our course is going to end somewhere in the end of September. So after that, 15 days from the date of closure of the batch, the videos will be available for you. You can view it multiple times. There is no limitation in terms of number of views you can do to the videos. Okay, I hope this is clear, very clear. Then regarding live questions while the class is going on, you can ask live questions during the classes. I would be happy to answer all of your questions. But in case you have questions, something not exactly what is happening in the class, but something else, you are facing any practical difficulty while doing your work in your office or in your regular work life. So if you have any questions, you can post it on another portal. So I'm going to tell you that portal, that is your tagsguru.edu.com. There is forum over there. So in that forum, you will go, and over there, you can ask your questions. Any question regarding to your advanced Excel, your Excel, even basic, don't hesitate. See, I always believe I am a teacher. Any question, any damn question you can ask. You can even ask me that, ma'am, how the summation is done, how to move the arrow. I'm fixing a problem. My scroll lock is locked. How should I move my arrow keys? Anything. You can ask me anything over there, right? So this is something about the questions, the classes I have told you. Then it's about the exams. Okay. So after the completion of the course, we will be taking a small exam from you people. It would be covering your MCQs, or there might be some Excel sheet given to you, which will be having some working data. There would be questions and you have to sort it accordingly, or whatever the question is going to be there, you have to solve it. The exam most probably is going to happen after 15 days of the completion of the course. You will be given 15 to 20 days time to prepare, and the passing marks are 50%. So once you get 50% mark, you will be clearing this advanced Excel examination, and then you will be provided with the certification that you have completed this. Any query from any of you regarding the course, how it will be done, how we will be proceeding ahead? Anything, any query? Let's take it right now and then close this topic. Yes, Satyanji is saying that next week there are no lectures. Yes, Satyanji, next week there is no lecture. Our classes, regular classes, are going to start from 4th of September. So our first proper class will be happening on 4th of September. Next week there is no class. Any other query? So I'm going to move ahead now. Okay, so let's move ahead. Let me just give you a brief snapshot regarding what all we are going to cover in this classes. Okay, so see, Ajay Kumar Thakur, you are asking that is there any other change in class? Ajay, regarding what changes you are talking about? It's the only change that, okay, earlier the classes were going to happen regularly. That's the only change. That's the only change in the schedule, that we are going to start our classes from 4th of September. That's all, nothing else. Same timing has been committed. There would be breaks, exam, every schedule is the same. Okay. So Excel, if I ask you people, what do you think, what exactly Excel, how can it help you in your day-to-day life, in your work life, in your accounts thing, or whatever thing you are doing? Can I have some idea that what exactly do you think Excel is? Come on, people, I need some answers, feedback. So I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. Nanjan Deshwara. I'll call you Deshwara. That's quite simple for me to call Deshwara. Okay, the smart way of presenting data, correct. Nilesh ji is saying it is preparing attendance sheet, presentation of data. Partha ji is saying for preparing MIS reports. Then Nilesh is saying calculation of salary sheets in a numerical manner. Satyan ji is saying, Sunil ji is saying accurate calculation with the help of formulas, financial statements. Ramchandra ji is saying data in type of tables, graphs. Okay, preparation of financials and other accounting data. Okay, so I get a good idea that you all people, one idea that I'm getting, every one of you is from the accounts profile, from the commerce background, and we all are going to use the entire data sets in terms of commerce, right? So this helps me a lot, because now I would be preparing all my data sets, whatever we are going to get through in the class, on the basis of my account side, whatever we are using in our day-to-day life, be it my balance sheet, be it my financials, bank audit, CMA, then your daily working which you are maintaining in your office. I'll be preparing the data accordingly, so you people can have a better idea about how to implement whatever we are learning in the classes, right? Okay, so in these classes, we will be going through a lot of things. Some things might be basic for you. You would be feeling, ye to hame aata hai. But these basics are very important. Might be you people are not aware about these basics. So just to give you a very small snapshot about the basic thing, I can open this working sheet only. We will be working on it thoda sa later on. So can anyone tell me what is the very first date Excel accepts? What is the very first date Excel knows that exists? Any idea? Do you people know? Excel को कौन सा डेट सबसे पहला डेट उसे समझ में आता है? So I am getting only few responses. The responses that I've got are correct, absolutely correct. So the very first date that system accepts, I'll show you how it happens. So I'm writing 1. Okay, if I'll go and convert it, I have gone on the home tab. Then this is a shortcut which is provided for the different formattings you can provide to your data. I've gone there and just selected short date. So 1 is equivalent to 1st January 1900. If you will type any date before this, Excel is not going to understand. It can't help you to do the analysis, work or anything. So this is the very first date that system understands. Okay. Now what you need to derive from this data? What do you need to derive from this logic? That 1st January 1900 is equivalent to 1. So what about today's date? The shortcut. Okay, people, one more thing. During the entire classes, for the going forward 8 sessions, I'm going to teach you a lot of shortcuts. A lot of shortcuts, they are not a part of the curriculum, but they are a part of the teaching. Regular teaching we are going through. I would suggest every one of you in every class maintain a page where you are going to jot down all the shortcuts. Every shortcut you need to jot down, and you need to bring that shortcut into your day-to-day life. You need to use it. One more rule for me, for my every student, you need to forget that you have a mouse connected to your system. It's for today only. I would allow you people to use the mouse because I'm not going to go ahead with a lot of shortcuts today. So for today, you can go ahead and make the use of mouse while doing the today's topic. But going forward, I won't allow you people to use the mouse because we have to excel in Excel. So if you have to do that, you have to leave the mouse and start working with your keyboards. Okay. So Satyanji is asking which Excel version I am using. Satyanji, I have the latest version, that is Microsoft Excel 365. There are few things which won't be working in MS Excel 10 that you are using, but most of the things are going to work. Like for example, XLOOKUP, we would be even doing XLOOKUP during the session. That won't work in any version below 365. That is available from 365 only, from Office 2016. It's not available below to that. So during few sessions, you people can just look what exactly is happening, but I believe 95% of the things are there which will work with any version of the Excel you people are having. Don't bother about that. Okay. But by the way, if I would comment upon Microsoft Excel 365, it is really a latest version, very good version, user friendly, and it has given a lot of options. Now they have made it very intelligent as compared to the previous Excel versions. Okay. So this was another shortcut. If I want to write today's date, I don't want to type it. The shortcut is control semicolon. What is the shortcut? I'll write it here. So you can just shortcut for today date. When I say today date, today is what? The date as per your system. If your system is running behind, then it will take that date only. So as per your system date, the shortcut is press your control key plus semicolon. You need to press it and you will be able to get the current date. So I've just pressed control semicolon, I got the date. Okay. So If I want to see what this date is exactly in terms of numbers, so I'll just go and convert it into a number. So 22nd August 2021 is 44,430th day from 1st January 1900. What is the purpose of learning this thing? The purpose of learning this thing is that many a times you people must have seen you import data from your clients or your customers SAP, ERP, whatever software these people are using. When you import the data from there, it convert the data into a different form. Might be the dates are getting converted into numbers. Every system have their own terms and condition according to which they provide us with the data to be exported in Excel. Sometimes the softwares export the data in text format, in text files. They don't even provide us with the Excel thing. So you need to learn that if you get a data in the number format, we don't need to worry. Why we don't need to worry? Because it's a date converted into a number. Just select the data, go to this shortcut regarding the formatting you have to change, and click on short date. The date is going to get converted into a date. Getting it? Then one more thing. Now, if you are able to see the screen, can anyone tell me why the dates are by default left aligned? Why it is not right aligned, and why this date is right aligned? Can you help me? Why this is happening? Both the ways I have written the date only. One date is left aligned and one date is right aligned. Come on, people, give me some answers. Yes. So I'm getting correct answers. Deshwara, you have given it very correct. Even Vasudevji, you have written it correct, because now this is not a number. This is a text. You people know how do we write English? English is written, if we want to write English, how do we write? We write from left to right. And when we have to write numbers, how do we write it? We always write it towards the right side. The right aligned are always my numbers. So this is something you need to learn. You have this knowledge. Now you need to apply this knowledge when you get the data from your client. So if I've got data in this format, this is a text. This is not a number. And when this is not a number, this is not a correct date for me. If I want to do any analysis on my data, like I want to see last 6 months data, or I want to see what was the ratio in the last year, what was the profit I made in the last year, or what were the number of transactions that happened in the last year as compared to the current year. If your data is in text format, you won't be able to do any kind of analysis on your data. Getting it? It would be, you are required to first convert your date into a proper mode. You would be converting it into a proper date, and then only you will be doing the analysis. So this is something you should be able to judge with your naked eyes, that okay, this is a date, this is a text, I need to convert it into a date, and this is a date I can work upon easily. If a number is given, then also I can work upon easily, because I know these numbers can be converted into date anytime. Okay, so this is something I wanted to share to make you people know that Excel is a magical tool. You can do any kind of magic from this tool. Okay, so during the classes, we are going to cover a lot of things. These would be like, we would be learning about filling and formality. What exactly would we be covering over there? There are many functions. Satyanji, what do you want to see again? You want to see how to convert the values into date. So now this is a value, right? These are numbers. Like I'll type any number. I'll type 34,500. Okay, so this is a number and I want to get it converted to this. I'm just going to change the formatting. So whatever number I have typed, this is 15th June 1994. So this is quite usable when you get a data dump from your customer and it is not as per the date format. You can go and convert it. Okay. So filling in formality, we would be learning a lot of things about how to autofill your tables, so that You don't need to type each and everything. You have huge datas. Filling can be in every manner, like you want to fill it up as per dates. Dates are skipping a week's time or a month's time or a daily date. You want to fill up the data, or you want to just clean up your data. Like I have given you a small cleanup strategy that this is how you clean up your dates and make them proper. In going forward classes, we will also learn that if you have data in this text format, how to convert the text format into a numerical format so that it becomes workable. Then we will be learning a lot of shortcut keys. Shortcut keys are the blessing in Excel. If you learn them, you can do your work the way you see. A lot of corporates, like most of the corporates you have seen, they do the work on their systems, and it's so fast that you are able to, that you think that how these people are able to do that. So that is why my suggestion, just forget you have a mouse in your system. The day one you start doing it, I believe you would be facing a lot of difficulties for 5-6 days, but thereafter you will, day by day, you will keep on learning a lot of shortcuts and you will be able to implement that while working on the Excel. Okay, then we would be learning about the data dumps we get. From where we get the data dumps? We can get it from our customer. Like currently in the current corona situation, right, currently the COVID is going on. We as a chartered accountants, it's not easy for us to go and do the physical audits. Now how the audits are happening? Audits are happening online. Generally my clients, what they are doing, they are providing me with the data dump of their softwares. Any ledger, any item I want, I'll get the data dump. Let's suppose if I get the data dump for the debtors and creditors, and they have around 2000 debtors and creditors, how I will be doing the analysis? My Excel sheet would be ranging to 5,000, 7,000 rows. It's not possible for me to go and do the data analysis of 7,000 rows. So I need to apply my Excel techniques to make that data clean. So basically my purpose would be to make my data clean and available for analysis so that I can give out my opinions, and suggestions can flow to the department that this is the area where there is a lag, or this is the area where we need to improve upon. Okay, then we would be learning about data analysis. Data analysis, various tools are provided by this Excel. One of the major tool is Pivot. Through Pivot, we would be creating all the summary tables. However, whatever the huge may be the data, whatever, jitna marzi huge ho, depending upon the unique inputs or the different kind of inputs, the way I want to report, I can create the pivot tables and get the summarized result out of the entire data. So we would be learning a lot of things about pivot, advanced pivot as well, that how do we work upon towards the advanced size. First, we would be covering the basic and then the advanced portion of the pivot tables. Nowhere in the classes, people, I'm going to skip the basics. Basics would be done. First the basics and then the advance of every tool. Okay. Then thereafter we have validations. There would be validations. We would be learning validations, basically that whatever the inputs I want somehow to give a questionnaire to my clients. Whenever the new clients join me, I have to give them a questionnaire. Please fill it up for me. Please provide me with the attachments. So validations, I want everything to be input correctly. Like for PAN number, I can give a validation that the first 5 digits will be a text, then 4 digits will be a number, and the last digit would be a text. Like Aadhaar card number, it has to be in 12 numeric characters only. It cannot be more than that. So a lot of validations, that are the control that I can implement for the form filling from my clients, right? Then thereafter, we are learning, you would be learning reporting and visualizations. That how to make different kind of reports. And when I talk about visualizations, keep it on your own self, that if I'll give you a data in a tabular format and then I give you the similar data in a chart format, you would be able to understand the chart at once, right? If the data is in a tabular format, you will take time to read whatever the figures are. Then you will be comparing, oh, in the previous financial year, my sale was 20 CR. Now in the current financial year, my sale is 30 CR. I have to read. But once this data is presented in the form of a chart, you can easily give out that, okay, this bar is smaller than the current year's bar. So obviously my current year sale is more than the previous year. And you have also the options. You can even get the numbers displayed over there on your charts. So you can have the difference comparison as well. Okay, this is the number by which my sales have increased. Then another benefit that Excel can help us with it is inventory tracking. Be it inventory tracking, be it creditors payment due date tracking, any kind of tracking. I would say deadlines tracking. There are many kind of deadlines to you, such as GST payment करना है, TDS payment करना है, advance tax payment करना है. There are multiple deadlines. So through Excel, what we can do, we can create a proper tracking tool with us. I'll help you how to create that tracking tool. We will be creating a tool through which I will give the directions to my system that, okay, this is my deadline. Let's suppose for GST, my deadline is 20th of every month. So I'll give a control to my system that every day I'm going to open this sheet, which has multiple deadlines that I have to meet. If there are 10 days left in meeting the deadline, please show me the color as orange. That is, I need to work upon this deadline. Then if I am about to, if my deadline is approaching 5 days, then give me the color as red. That, okay, these are the last 5 days I have to work upon to achieve my deadlines. And once it is done, please show me green color when I say that, okay, yes, I have paid my deadlines. And then you can just show me the green color that it is done. Okay, then thereafter, a lot of things that you can do with the help of your calendars and scheduling. So this is something which will be somehow related to the previous thing that we have done. Date functions, there are a lot of date functions based on which you can do a lot of analysis. See, in our chartered accountancy or in accountancy business, I would say dates and deadlines are very important, right? So calendars and scheduling would be helping us to know about how to use the scheduling thing, this tracking thing. Both of things are correlated with each other. Then we would be learning about how we would be doing automation from Tally. Now, when I say automation from Tally, automation means Tally gives me a data in terms of trial. Now into an entire financial year, right? We are making balance sheets at least 4 times during the year, at least, right? Because what exactly happens is that we are making the quarterly balance sheets for the analysis for the management. Now I am required to make the balance sheet each and every time. This is, I'm talking about Tally. It can be from any software. I'll tell you that how the rules are being applied. Certain codings are there we would be applying. Then how to export the data from the Tally into the trial and then directly into my balance sheet and P&L account. I don't need to work upon multiple times to import that data or to make the balance sheet again and again. I can submit it to the management within an hour or two, depending upon they provide me with a correct trial to me from the Tally. Okay. Then there is balance sheet consolidations. I hope you people are going through this balance sheet consolidation. It is a tough task. I have balance sheets for all the branches, maybe 3, 4, 5, and then I have to consolidate and make one balance sheet for the management. This again involves a lot of effort, but I want to do it in certain clicks just through that, right? You would be learning this as well. I believe you people are aware about this term ERP implementation, how the ERP implementation happens. Let's suppose currently my company is dealing with Tally software, and down the line my company says that, okay, I want to now move towards a more advanced software which is user friendly, which is like SAP or anything. So we as an accountant generally act as intermediaries when we are doing the implementation. we help to pull out the data from my older software in the version in which my new software demands. But over here, you can't provide any kind of data. It has to be filtered. It has to be a clean data through which the new software can understand. So Excel acts as an intermediary even in this thing. Then there are calculations, multiple calculations, different kind of calculations, be it interest calculation, be it EMI calculation, be it your tax calculations, be it your self-assessment tax calculation, anything, a lot of calculations. So formulas, it's like full of formulas. We are going to learn a lot of formulas during the entire classes, which would be helping us to do all these calculations. And then learning how to implement these formulas in our day-to-day life, right? Then there would be, we have already learned that using the pivots and your charts, we would be leading towards dashboard presentations. So if you have to give the presentation to the management, reporting to the management is required to be done, and how would we be doing? Through the dashboards. So we would be learning in these classes that how to make those dashboards, how to present and everything. Then use of Excel tool in your bank audits. I hope you people are aware about the bank audits, the kind of data we get from there. What I've seen from my practical experience, I have been into bank audits for last 6-7 years. So what happens is that the basic analysis is dependent upon your deposits. The data that we get from the bank is so huge, might be 6,000 rows, 10,000 rows. It takes a lot of pain to analyze the data and to determine which exactly are the areas we need to hit upon. We usually go and take the samples. Okay, this is my sample and I want to see the file. But if you are sampling this data after applying your Excel strategies in your sheet, it will make you take out those data which are actually wrong, where there is actually some default going on. So in those files, you can dig up more better data. So this is, we will be even going through that. I'll be taking you through certain sheets which we receive from the banks and how do we put our Excel analysis tool, and then I dig out my sample areas that for which I need to see the file or for which I need to see my entire ledgers, right? Then filing your GST returns. Now this is something everyone is doing, everyone. Filing of GST returns. Filing your GST returns, when I say there are only 20 transactions or 30 transactions in a month, it's quite easy. But when this 20 transactions get converted into 2,000 transactions or 3,000 transactions, it becomes difficult. Also, the GST portal, it allows you to work upon directly on the portal up to 500 transactions. But if your transactions are more than 500, then you need to work upon the Excel utility. I would be sharing entire class where we'd be learning that how to take out the data from your customer SAP, how do you want to get the data from them, and then how to apply your Excel tools over there to filter it up to get the data which you have to ultimately input in your GSTR 3B or GSTR 1, or how to do your RICO with ITC claimed in GSTR 3B as compared to your GSTR 2B. So this entire session, one session would be meant entirely for your GST things, right? Then in addition to this, a lot of things are going to happen, small things like your charts, how to prepare charts, how to make them visually more appealing for your customer, how to share data with your teammates, how to apply locks to your data. Like there are certain files you make open for your entire staff to update. For example, like I have created for a file for my staff and I want them to input every day that whatever they have done during the day, be it 3 tasks, 4 tasks, or 1 task, or what is the status of that task, so that by the end of the day I can see that what my staff was doing. So this file is an open file. This is a shared file. How to create such sharing kind of things, how to create, like for example, even in the GST return filing, I have created a file. 4 or 5 people are working on GST return filing in my office. Then I want them to update one file only and to give me a data that these returns have been filed, these are pending, or these are not required to be filed. So I don't want different files to be viewed upon at the end of the day. A single file I want to view. So this is also something I can do with my Excel. Then there are a lot of commands you people are aware, like conditional formatting, then page special, sorting, advanced sorting, text to columns, advanced filters, converting your data from text file to your Excel file. So we are going to learn all of them during the sessions, right? So this is something, a snapshot about the things we are going to learn in the next coming 8 sessions. I believe you are all clear about this, right? So let's do one thing today. I'm going to pick up a very easy topic, but quite interesting. You must have heard about conditional formatting, right? So if I'll ask you people, what exactly do you think conditional formatting is? I'm going to take a very easy topic today, a very simple topic, but you can do wonders through it, so that for the next class you are quite into and excited that, okay, we are going to learn a lot of things. So when I say conditional formatting, what is it and how is it different from formatting? Tell me. Any inputs? Okay. So Satyanji is saying for identification of duplication in the values, correct. This is one part of the conditional formatting Satyanji are talking about. Then Nilesh is saying format data on conditional basis, correct. Then Ashwini is saying formatting based on some criteria, top 10, etc. Okay. So when I say formatting can be just very simple. I want to do bold, italic, underline. I want to color. I want to color the font. I want to color the box. I want to change the font style or size. These are the formatting things. So this is a normal formatting I am talking about. But when I say conditional formatting, it means formatting with a condition. That is, I'll be giving certain condition to my system that please see whether this condition exists. If it exists, please provide this particular formatting to my data. Okay. So now let's do one thing. The file that I've dropped, working sheet day 1, I request all of you to open that worksheet. And let's come to the very first tab, that is your basic 1. The very first basic things. Have you all opened the sheets? Yes. Waiting for another 30 seconds. Open it up. Okay. So this is a kind of data that I've prepared. Let's suppose these are employees of my company who are working with me. And these are the kind of services, major kind of services. I've written the chartered accountancy services only, ITR filing, GST filing, consultancy, then it is ROC filing, TDS filing. These are the broad categories. These 5 broad categories of services which my staff is rendering. Then I have mentioned the date when the services have been rendered, multiple dates, and what the charges have been taken for the particular service rendered by them. So now I want to go ahead and highlight certain cells depending upon certain functions. So let's do one thing. I am selecting, first of all, this cell. Okay, so let's select the first cell, which it talks about highlight cell rules. I have selected. Now I'm going to conditional formatting. Shortcut, if I have to go to conditional formatting, Alt. As soon as you press Alt, see, these shortcuts become visible to you. And this is something I want you people to imply in your life. You will learn each and every shortcut through this. So I have to go to this conditional formatting, which is within home tab. So home tab के लिए क्या press करना है? H. So I first pressed Alt, then H. As soon as I press H, it will give me the functions for these sets. So I am going to press L. L is for conditional formatting. So you need to learn what is the shortcut for your conditional formatting. The shortcut is Alt plus H plus L. You can learn it. Alt HL. This is the shortcut for conditional formatting. Alt HL. See, if I'll use a mouse, I'll be moving, hovering over here, and then I'll reach to my data. But once you know shortcut, it becomes quite easy for you. So let's go for the very first rule, highlight cell rules. It is giving you 3-4 options. Let's study them. First is greater than. As soon as I press it, I want to see data. Let's suppose my particular employees are charging depending upon the kind of services they are rendering. So I want to see what all services were there for which my employees charge more than 3,000. So I've mentioned this. And then, okay, when I was in this tab, I have to go to the next tab. I'm again not going to use my mouse. The way to go to the next tab is press tab on your system. I hope you people are doing along with me. Press tab. So to press tab, you're reaching there. Now another shortcut. I have to open this drop down. I don't have a mouse. I left it at my home. So what I'm going to use the shortcut, press Alt on your system along with down arrow key. So tab shortcut, move around the multiple boxes. Then there is a shortcut Alt plus down arrow key. This is a shortcut for opening your drop down list. Getting it? The shortcut. So I use the shortcut Alt down arrow. So now these are the predefined shortcuts which have been defined. If I want to get it custom, I can even custom it. Like I'll go on custom and pressing enter. So over here, let's suppose I want to fill it. I want to fill it with this purple color. Okay. I said okay and okay. So now what is happening? All the charges which were above 3,000 have been highlighted into purple, right? Similarly, Alt HL, highlight cell rules, then less than. I want to see all the charges which were less than 2,000. And I want to fill them with green color. So I went and I selected green fill with dark green text and enter and enter. So now I have this bifurcation that purple are the ones which were more than 3,000 and green are the one which were less than 2,000. So I have a remarkable, it's a visual effect to me that I can see it directly. Okay, these are the areas where I need to hit upon my employee that you are charging very less, please increase the amount, or this is a higher amount, or this is a good to go, work ahead, I can give them incentive as well. Any criteria depending upon which I have to take a decision, right? So let's do one thing. I'm selecting again this column and I'm going to clear the rules. Clear the rules. That is, whatever rules I have applied in terms of conditional formatting, now I want to remove it. This is just not a color that you can go and remove it. This is a formatting rules which you have applied. So again, the shortcut Alt HL. I'll go down, new rule. Even there is a shortcut for this, N. Alt HLN. If you are able to see, again, the shortcut given N, I can directly click what, press what on my system. Alt HLN. Sorry. I pressed on the wrong key. Alt HL, clear rules. C. C is for clearing the rules. I pressed it, then it has given me two options. Do you want to clear the rules only from the area you have selected, or you want to clear the rules from your entire sheet? So currently, this is the selected area is the only area where I have applied rules. So I can select either of the options. So I'm selecting clear rules from the selected cells. So my rules are removed. Again, I am selecting it. Again, I'm going and see what is the next conditional formatting rule that they have given. Then it is between. Now I want to see from 2000 to 3000, and I want them to be filled with, let's suppose, yellow. So these are the ones which are between 2000 to 3000. So anything, these kind of things, you can get it applied over here. Then I'm going there, highlight cell rules, equal to, if there is any specific value you want to see, I went like I want to see 4000, and I'm saying I want to custom. So I want to say, let's have it red. Okay, so I'm taking it as red. Okay, and then okay. So in my entire data set, this was the only cell where my value was equivalent to 4000. Okay, ठीक है, आगे चलते हैं. ये जो मैं एरो कीज के साथ जितने शॉर्टकट्स कर रही हूँ, सिलेक्शन वगैरह ऑटोमेटिकली हो रहा है, ये सब हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में करेंगे. नेक्स्ट क्लास इज गोइंग टू बी we are going to play around with a lot of shortcuts, with my arrow keys, with my ABCD of shortcut excels, with my paste special. So the next class we are going to just learn how to move around your data. So again, let's move ahead again with the conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. So if the next is text that contains, let's suppose Satyanji, you are asking, I'm going to issue guidelines for shortcut keys. Like Satyanji, I'm currently writing whatever the shortcuts I'm writing. You can use that, and also for the shortcuts and everything, I have already made a PPT. So the next class, I'll share you the PPT regarding the shortcuts which we are going to apply. Now this is the data where I have text. So I am going into this Alt HL and I am saying highlight cell rules, and I want to see the text that contains. Let's suppose I want to see the text having CON. I've just mentioned this. Okay. I'm getting it filled like this and this. Ajay Kumarji is telling me that the sheet I have provided is freezed. Is that so? Is that the problem every one of you is facing, that the sheet is not working? Ajay Kumarji, which Excel version you are using? Ajay ji, everyone is telling me that their sheet is working. It's only with you it is not working. You have Microsoft Excel 2016 worksheet. Ajay, try doing one thing. Go in the same Excel sheet, go here over file and save as. Do save as in your system. Save it as again in your system. I hope it will then start working. Because everyone else are able to work on the data. And if it is 2016 MS Office 16, it should work. There should be no issue while working on this. Okay. So I've gone through the cell that contains. Now next rule is date occurring. So I am going to select this entire column, Alt HL, and now I'm saying that I want to see a date occurring. I want to see what happened last week. I want to see what okay. Ashwini has came with a solution to that. I forgot that. Ajayji, you must not have clicked on enable editing. See in your Excel file, यहाँ पे एक option आ रहा होगा ऊपर above your formula bar, enable editing. Click on that and then your sheet will become workable. Try that. Okay, got it. Now he's able to do that. Thanks, Ashwini. Okay, so if I want to see a date, what happened during the last month, last week, right? I can do it through this conditional formatting as well. So let's suppose I want to see what happened last month. I clicked it and then done. Okay, so this is the only thing that happened last month. So I have to go back and see to my staff what they were doing for the entire July. Only one bill, and that too for 700 happened during the month of July. It was so disastrous for me. So this is how you can use the data crane thing. Okay, then this is the one. Generally people know what exactly conditional formatting is going to do. Duplicates. So let's suppose I am going over there and I am saying please highlight me the duplicate values. So it is highlighting me that, sorry, so I'm going to highlight my duplicate with D, red color. So these are the employees which are duplicated. Might be they have worked twice, but the other employees have worked only once. Also in this, there is an embedded tool which is not directly visible to you. We talk about the duplicate values. Vice versa, if there are a lot of duplicates, but we want to find only the unique values which have occurred once. So there is an option, highlight cell rules in the duplicate values only. Now do the drop down. It talks about unique values. Now I want unique values to be highlighted as green. So my unique values will be highlighted as green. Okay, fine. Now similarly, in my numerical data only, I want, we have completed with the highlight cell rules. Now I'm going to top bottom rules. Now what I want to see top 10 items, and I want the top 10 items, not top 10, I'm making it top 3, and I want them to be, I'm doing custom format, and I want them to be visible in this aqua blue color. I'm saying okay and okay. So the top 3 items are now visible to me in this aqua blue color. Okay, good. So similarly, there are other rules in this top bottom rules. We talk about top 10%, below 10 items, below 10%, and above average. We can see that above average. Let's suppose I select this data and I go over there and say that I want to see the above average for the selected range. I do custom format and I say, let's suppose I say this ochre yellow color. Okay, I did that and okay. And the above average are highlighted in ochre yellow. Anjali, I have already shared the Excel sheet, so I believe you have joined a little bit late in the class. So every class I'm going to share the working sheet in advance. If you can see in your portal, in the handout section, you can see working sheet day 1 is already there. You can go over there, click it and download it in your system. So this is how we are going to work in all the classes. I'll be sharing the working sheet in the beginning only, on which we are going to work during the class. Have you got that, Anjali? Please confirm. So we are done with this highlight cell rules and top bottom rules over here. Okay, let's move on to our next sheet. That is my basic 2. So I have intentionally created 3 columns so that I can show you the difference in the data bars and the color sets and the icon sets. So in the very first, I'm going to select data bars. So again, I'll go to conditional formatting, data bars. So data bars, let's suppose I like this color. So it's a visual representation. See, you can understand the visuals are always more appealing and you are able to understand at a go what exactly the data is going to say. This is a less data, a lesser amount as compared to the higher amounts. So let's suppose I have a data like the sales made by the different employees. So I can see that, okay, A is not that productive for me. However, Z is making a lot of sales for me. And the best part about this conditional formatting is that once you change the data, automatically the formatting will change. Let's suppose I create here a figure of 50,000. That by default I have typed 1,000, but he has made a sales of 50,000. And soon as you press enter, see, now this is extreme, this is the highest, and rest of them are less than n. And see, these data bars are in the exact proportion. Now 50,000 is the highest, so for 50,000 they are covering the entire cell. However, for 28,000 it is less. Let me expand it. So see, for 50,000 it is the entire cell, and then for 28 it's about the half, so little bit more than the half they have covered it. So it's in the exact proportions as well. Okay, now if I want to change the color, I can change the colors. There are multiple colors which are provided in the data bars. If you want something bright, something subtle, accordingly you can make the changes, right? Let's make this data as 35,000, or let's make it somewhere in between 15,000. This is how the things happen, right? Okay. Similarly, we have color scales, as the name suggests. So depending upon the value, the figures, you would be having the color scales. Let's do it. If I go to conditional formatting, so let's suppose this is the most colorful. Let's take this one. So what it is trying to say, the more darker the red color, it is the lowest value, and more higher the value, it is towards the greener side. Okay. And yellow is a kind of mediocre color that we are having. So darker, then it is moving towards the lighter tone, and then yellow color, and then the greener tone. Let's suppose now again I change the figure to 25,000 for A. It's changed. It's green now. So if in the mid you are going to change the value, let's suppose I'm going to change here the value, I'm making it 1800. So it has become red. And if I want to change the value here, I want to change it to 10,000. It's yellow. Getting it? So पहले क्या था, हमारा data ascending order में था. So the colors were quite in their format: dark red, light red, orange, yellow, then dark yellow, then again it was moving towards green. But once you now rearrange your data, it's not in an ascending order. See, the colors are going to get different. Accordingly, it works. See, basically, conditional formatting gives a flavor to your data when you are going to present it towards the management. Now, management would be able to understand that exactly this is the thing I want to see. I don't want to go through the numbers. I just want to see a pictorial representation of the data, right? Then similarly, we have the last icon sets. Over here, I want to apply the icon sets. Let's go over here, icon sets. There are multiple icon sets that they are giving. So these are something similar to this is something which is given in stock exchanges. This is of the traffic light. These are your mobile icons. So whatever icons you want to use, you can use it. So let's suppose I'm this 5 arrow I'm using. If I'll apply, so these are lesser values, then some mediocre values, and now एकदम middle का value आ गया. फिर ये ऊपर जा रहा है, and these are the top values. So accordingly, we get the icon sets. In the icon sets also, if you change the number, again the icon will change accordingly. Let's suppose I make it 50,000, it has become green. Right? So icon sets are quite useful. Let's suppose you want to see, you have a balance sheet and you have just taken the expense head. Let's suppose I'm taking manufacturing expenses head. Now my management says that I want to see what is exactly the difference in the manufacturing expenses for the current year as compared to the previous year. So what I'll do, I'll make two columns, one column with manufacturing expenses for the financial year 1920 and one column with the financial expenses for the manufacturing expenses for the financial year 2021. Now in the next column, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a difference of the manufacturing expenses. We can do it side by side. Like I have this financial year 1920, then I have financial year 2021, and I have this heads of financial data. I'm just taking these heads. Now I am creating some data. I'll be teaching you this command ASAP. We are going to learn on this. So I'm creating a random data. So this is a random data I have created for two financial years for the manufacturing expenses. Now I want to create a difference, right? What exactly is the difference? So I'll just do this subtraction. Now I want to see where the hike is more, where the hike is less. So I'll go on this conditional formatting. I can go and give this. I'll take only these three. So I'll see what it is saying. It is saying that these head, the greener ones, that is for E expense, H expense and I expense. It was a tremendous increase because all are greens and upward going. So it is a tremendous increase in these expenses, whereas in the yellow ones, it was a mediocre increase that has happened. However, for the red ones, my expenditure has reduced. So when I talk about this kind of analysis, I will suggest the management that the green cells are the areas where we need to hit upon. Why my expenditure is increasing in such higher quantities? I have to see the sale data as well. Then it's a different analysis that I'm going to make. But then I need to comment upon that. If my sales are increasing in the same proportion and we are accordingly increasing our expenses, then it is fine. If not, we need to check why these expenses were so high during the current year. So through this thing, it's a very easy pictorial representation for your client, even for you. If these arrows are not there, I'm going to go and dig into every number. But because of the arrows, I don't need to dig upon, right? Okay. And even see what helping does it makes help that the system can make is that let's make a heading to this. Sorry, spelling. Now what I want to sort out the data which is on a higher side. So we will be doing the sorting thing sooner. I want to see the difference. Conditional formatting icon. I want to see the arrow keys upward. See. So I'm now able to see this formatting. Right? Okay. So this is how you can implement conditional formatting in your work. So in this, we are done with data bars, color scale, icon sets. Clear rules we have already done. If I want to clear the rules, I'm not clearing it because I'm going to share the same file with you people. Let me save it again. This is version V1. Every time my version V1 would be the file where I'm doing the working, and original file would be given to you in the beginning of the class. Okay. Then there is this. I want to highlight the cell which contains the word consultancy. It can be done through that, which we have already done. Highlight cell rules, text that contains. There is another option through which I can do, that is, I am selecting this column. Then I'm going to define my rule. My rule is conditional formatting, new rule. I'm going to click over there. These are the previous rules that we have already done. Use a formula. I want to use a formula to highlight my cell rules. So what I'm going to give the formula equals to this column, this cell. One more thing, please to consider in Excel, there is a referencing. A term is used, referencing. One is absolute and one is relative. So what happens? Let's suppose I have a cell number C6. When there are no dollars in front of the cell address, so it is a relative cell. It means if I'll copy it and paste it anywhere, let's suppose 2 steps ahead, I'm going to paste it, then it will get changed to C8. So it will move the way I'm going to move in my sheet. But this is what? Totally relative. But I want to make it totally absolute that wherever I'm going, if I'm going to paste that cell, it has to paste C6 only. Then I'll apply dollars in front of both of them. So when there is a dollar in front of both the addresses, that this is your column address and this is your row address, now your cell is fixed. It won't be changing. So dollars make it absolute. This is totally absolute referencing. It is not going to change in any circumstance. So what kind of addresses we can have in total? C6, we can have column number unfreezed and row number freezed. We can have column freezed, but the row is your relative, it's keep on moving. And then we can have both of them fixed. This is how the addresses can happen. Shortcut for changing this referencing is F4. I'll show you how it happens. So this is the shortcut. Yes, Murthy ji, you are correct. Absolute is constant, fixed, which cannot be changed. So once I type this formula in Excel, I have selected this B2. I have first selected the column where my data is. Now I'm going to format it. I want to see the data which has a consultancy word written in it. So I'm applying a formula now. I'm making a rule through my own formula. So when I automatically press B2, Excel by default takes it as an absolute value. So it will apply $2, but I don't want $2 because what is going to happen? My column is going to remain the same, but my rows are going to change because it has to analyze the data from row number 2 to till the end, right? So it is going to happen till the end. So I need to change the referencing. I'm going to press F4. I'm selecting this again. And once I press F4, see, I'm pressing F4. It is changing the dollar signs. It moves in a loop. So what I want column to be fixed but not the row. So a dollar sign in front of my column name but not in front of my row name, row number. So I have reached here. I'm saying this is equal to, if this is equal to this, then I want it to be colored as yellow. I said okay and okay. So what has happened? Now it has changed into yellow. Now what is the benefit of using this cell value as compared to using this highlight cell rules? When we were doing through highlight cell rules, I have to go over here, I have to click it, then I have to say that this you have to do. Now this was a formula, you have to apply again and again if you have to change it. Now the benefit of writing highlight cell rule, new rules, now this is something we have applied through new rules and created our own formula. Benefit is, let's suppose I'm going to change it. If I type ROC, see, it changes. If I type ITR, it changes. Now this is the next level of your conditional formatting. The one you can do through the predefined things is basic level of conditional formatting. Now this is the next level, right? So I can make it anything depending upon what I need. I can get it highlighted, right? Are we clear on this? Okay, so let's move towards our next column, next data. Now what I want, in the earlier sheet, I had just highlighted one cell in a given column, I want to highlight now entire row. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select my entire table. I've selected my entire data. Again, new rule, use a formula to determine which cell I want to highlight. I'll go here, I select this. Now I want the entire row to be highlighted where A is written. Again, I'm going to say that keep my column fixed but not the row. Okay, I selected this. A2 is equivalent to this A record. Format, I'm setting it as yellow and okay and okay. So wherever the A has worked, my entire row got selected. What was the difference that I have done in advanced 1 sheet and advanced 2 sheet? In advanced 1 sheet, it was I had selected a column, a particular column, but in advanced 2 sheet, I have selected the data. Getting it? Entire column, I want to see the entire row data for that particular item. I can get it. Let's suppose I make it D. It will change and become this. Right? Okay. Let's move ahead. Now this is something, the next level of it. I want to highlight rows and I want to highlight column as well. Both things I want to do. So let's suppose, again, I am applying the same formula as we have applied in advanced 2 sheet. I want to highlight wherever B has worked. Let's do one thing. Let's make this employee as also B and make this employee as also as B. So I'm again going to select the data and I'm going to apply new rule. Okay, equals to this. Again F4. Just class. Now, sorry for the interruption. So now I have selected this A2. Again, the column is fixed, but not the row. And I'm saying equal to this. Okay. And I'm saying I am defining a format as yellow. Okay. And okay. This is something that we have similarly done in advanced 2 sheet, nothing different. Now the difference is I want to highlight a column as well where the amount is given in INR. So I have given this heading. These are the charges in INR, what I'm charging, and these are the charges in dollars. So I want to highlight wherever the charges are in INR. So what I'll do, again, I'll select my data, select it. Then I'm going to go ahead with conditional formatting. I'm going to apply a new rule. Similarly, use a formula to determine which cells to format. Now I have to write a formula equals to, and I'll select this, my row column headings. Again, over here, now my column will not remain fixed. It's my row number which will remain fixed. So I'm going to press this F4 again. Okay. Now dollar is in front of what? The row number. So it is going to remain fixed and equals to what I want to be equal to, charges in INR. And I'm going to set a format. Let's take this aqua blue. Okay and okay. So now it is representing what? The charges in INR. If I want to see charges in dollar, I'll go here and just type this in it. So automatically my highlight will change. Is it okay? Okay. And the last one, this is something which I have already done. What we can do is that this is something where I have to apply multiple conditions. So what exactly is happening in this data? I have the list of my employees, the kind of services they have rendered, the charges, and then there is another column which says whether it is paid or unpaid, whether I have received the charges or not. Because for the one for which I have not received the charges, I need to follow up my clients. So this is the data which I have. Now I want to apply multiple conditions. I want to see what are those services where my service charges were above 3,000 and which are not still paid. I have to apply that formula. So there is one more thing you need to learn. Let's suppose I have already applied a rule. Now I want to make some amendment in that rule. So I've already applied this rule in this sheet. What I'm going to do, I have selected the data. Now I have to make amendments. I'll go to manage rules now. I'll click on the manage rules. It will show me what exactly are the rules which are already existing on your data. So this is the rule. I selected this rule and I'm saying edit the rule. So what was the rule? I have applied AND condition. So let's first learn about what exactly is the AND condition. I'm skipping it. I'm going on a sheet. And let's suppose I have, let's take a data. I have these 6 students, 6 people, it's 6 names. And then, hello. Sunil ji, am I audible to you now? I think you went offline in the mid. That wise you were not able to listen to me. So what has happened? Let's take this thing. So I have given task to people, filing of ITR, filing of ROC, and filing of TDS. All these people are doing the things for me. Now the input is whether they have filed it or not. I'm saying yes, okay, they have filed. No, he has not filed the TDS. Yes, he has filed the TDS thing. So something has been done. Now he or she hasn't done anything. And now let's suppose he has done everything. Then there is no, yes, and yes. Okay, now my condition is, I would say my employee has completed his or her task only when he has done all the three things. If not all the three things, he has not completed the thing. So my condition is complete task 1, complete task 2, and complete task 3. Then only you are done with your task, otherwise not. If I would say that either of the task is completed, you are done with your work, then it is or condition. Getting the difference? And or, two formulas, and an or. And says all conditions have to be satisfied. Nor says any of the condition is satisfied. This formula will give you true answer only when all the conditions are satisfied, and this will give you a true answer if any of the condition is satisfied. And or always have an output. Their output is always in terms of true and false. Okay, you will get that. जैसे for example, एक मैं हिंदी का example लेती हूँ. When I say राम और श्याम जाते हैं, it means both of them are going to school. It's not either of them is going to school. But when I say राम या श्याम school गए, so either of them has gone to school. So that is the difference in this formula only, basic. So now I am here going to apply the and formula, and here I'll apply you the or formula and show you the difference. So I am saying, I'm just giving the input yes. So I am saying I am applying and. Regarding how the formulas are written, how we are going to read the formulas, how to type the formulas, how to select the formulas, everything we are going to do in depth, but not today. Today it's conditional formatting we are working upon, so I'm not telling you how I'm writing the formula currently. So I'm saying this is equivalent to this. इसको मैं fix कर देती हूँ, comma. This is equivalent to this. By logics, I'm applying multiple logics, conditions. This is equivalent to this. F4. F4 दबा के मैं उसको absolute referencing कर रही हूँ, क्योंकि ये फॉर्मूला मुझे नीचे तक कॉपी करना है, पर जो yes का ये जो लिंक है, G कॉलम, G सेल में जो ये लिंक है, ये चेंज नहीं होगा. So that is why I have made it fixed. I do Control D. Control D command भी मैं सिखाऊंगी. Don't worry about it. So I'm getting true only in this C, E and G. क्योंकि इन्हीं तीनों में ऐसा हुआ है कि उन्होंने सारे काम कर लिए हैं. So my condition is, if this is true, then only you are the person who has done everything. But if I'll apply the same formula in OR, here logic says, if any of the condition is meet, give me a true answer. So I am giving the condition same again. We will be doing this formula again, people. It's just that I want to explain how and or works for that conditional formatting thing. Do this F4 bracket close. So see, it's only for B person who has not done any of the thing. None of the condition is met by B, so I got an answer false. Otherwise, I have got true answers only. Getting it? So AND condition says when all my conditions are fulfilled, give me an answer. So now I'm again moving to my this data and I'm going to manage rules. So my rule was, I said I applied my formula equals to AND. If C1, this is my C column, that is where the amount is mentioned, is greater than 2000, it is a number, so I have written without double quotes, comma, second condition, my D column is equivalent to unpaid. This is a text input, so in double quotes. If this is equivalent to text, then and show me this. So what I'll do, let's remove the formula from here and I'm going to apply it again and show it back to you. So I've selected the data, conditional formatting, I'm applying a new rule and I'm saying equals to, and type it along with me in your sheets. C1 column where my charges are there, I'm pressing F4. I'm fixing the column but not the rows, is equivalent to, it's greater than 3000. Wherever my charges are greater than 3000, first condition, comma, 3000, the input is in numbers, so it won't be in double quotes. Formulas में ये please rule ध्यान रखना. Inputs, if in numbers, without double quotes. If with numbers, it has to be in double quotes. Text, sorry. If it is text, it has to be in double quotes. अगर आपको numbers को भी text format में देना है तो आप double quotes में लिखोगे. Otherwise, Excel को समझ नहीं आएगा कि आपने उसको text input दिया है. My second condition was, if this D column data, again I'm pressing F4 because मुझे D fix रखना है, row number fix नहीं रखना है, is equal to double quotes में unpaid. ये आंसर अगर आता है, मेरी दोनों कंडीशन मीट होती हैं, तो उसे फॉर्मेट करो और मुझे रेड कलर में शो कर दो. So I have applied multiple conditions now. My data is appearing as red. ये वो सर्विसेज थी जहां मेरे चार्जेस 3000 से ऊपर थे. My charges were above 3000 and my services were unpaid. Okay. So is it clear to every one of you? Conditional formatting. We did the basic versions, the very basic versions, which I think you people must be using. And this is something that the advanced version we have used. How to apply multiple formulas through your conditional formatting. So once we will go ahead with our formula classes, multiple formulas you would be using, then you can simply add to your conditional formatting and you can apply it over here. So advanced version, just coloring your data, you can do that, right? Satyanji, where it was bouncing, where you were not able to get that, let me know. I'll work on that. I need you to understand everything. Nothing should be missed. I can take another 2-3 minutes on this. Thanks, Ashwini. Thanks for the appreciation. Okay, so Satyan, advanced 1, 2, 3. What exactly is this? We are learning working upon the formulas. Now I'm creating my own rule. For creation of your own rule, you need to first go through this. Relative referencing and absolute referencing. ये समझ में आ गया सबको अच्छे से? What is a relative cell and what is a absolute cell? ये समझ में आ गया, right? तो जब मैं बोलती हूँ कि मैंने लिखा equals to ये cell address, अब मैं आपको दिखा रही हूँ. मैंने लिखा C12. जब मैंने इसे control down किया, copy किया, मतलब copy करके मैंने I have pasted it down. So see the formula bar. Please see the formula bar. It is C13, C14, C16. और ऐसे ही मैं अगर इसे यहाँ right की side लेके जाती हूँ, C यहाँ था C12, अब हो गया D12, E12. तो ये move कर रहा है जैसे जैसे मैं copy paste कर रही हूँ. It is going to move because the reference is relative. I have not fixed it. But if I do it fixed, this is fixed. Up, even if I move right or even if I move down, it is going to remain the same because इसको मैंने बोल दिया है, it is going to be a relative absolute referencing. ऐसे ही, if I am selecting this, but I am now taking column to be fixed, sorry, rows to be fixed, but not the columns. What will happen? It is moving when I'm moving in the columns because column is not fixed, but the row is fixed. But when I drag it down, I'll get the same answer. Are you getting these things? The relative referencing and absolute referencing? Clear? So once you get this absolute and relative referencing, you will exactly get the concept what I have applied in the advanced one rule. So I'm explaining you advanced one again so you can have an idea. I went over here. I'm going to manage rules. This one, okay. Sorry. Manage rules, this edit rule. What my rule said, this is my advanced 4. पीछे चलते हैं, advanced 1 में चलते हैं. ये मैंने advanced 2 में चलते हैं. Sorry, I'm myself shuffling. So I went to advanced 2. I'm going to manage rules. Selected it, edit rule. What I'm saying is that A2 cell, when I selected A2 and I put a dollar on A, मतलब column fix रखना मेरा, but rows fix मत रखना. तो जैसे जैसे आप नीचे पूरा data analyze करोगे, I'm giving a command to Excel, analyze my entire data, move downwards, but don't move rightwards. So if my A2 values is equivalent to this value, F2 में दोनों तरफ डॉलर है, मतलब ये कभी मूव नहीं होगा, ये D ही रहेगा जहां D लिखा हुआ है. तो अगर A2 सेल जो है वो D के बराबर हो, तो please make the color as yellow. I defined it. So once I did that, and okay, it's just showing me yellow. If I change this as A, क्योंकि यहाँ मैंने reference इस सेल का दिया है, इस सेल में जो भी इनपुट होगा उसको वो येलो करेगा. A बोला तो उसने मुझे A वाला विजिबल करा दिया. Okay? Understood? Now I believe सत्यन जी आप एक बारी अब खुद से पूरा practice करोगे. You will practice on your own. I'm going to share these files on which I have worked upon. You will be able to get that. Right? So today this is what the introduction class. I hope you liked what exactly conditional formatting is, and some value addition must have given to you what you already know about conditional formatting. So this is for today. I'm going to log off, and this whatever we have done today, hopefully by tomorrow evening you will get that. If your user ID and passwords are made on the portal, you will get that for sure. Okay, so people be ready from 4th of September. Please join on time. Worksheets will be given at the beginning only, and we will be working on that. Okay, thank you all very much. Have a nice festival today. So just a suggestion that I've received, Sunilji, for sure I'll reduce my speed a little bit. Not an issue with me. I'll reduce a little bit. And obviously, people, this is something invited from you. After the closure of the session, there would be feedback things. You can write your feedbacks over there, and accordingly, I'll update myself. I would be very happy to receive all the feedbacks from you. Thank you very much. Thank you, people. Have a good day.